Wow, so a lot of questions coming at me all at once lately about the interest rates, the housing market, what's happening now that the hurricane has passed. So, what is happening in the real estate market here in Tampa? And is our biggest concern interest rates? Well, we're going to get after it right now. Hey everybody, I'm Emily. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in the state of Florida, and I live in the Tampa St. Pete area, and this channel is dedicated to all things living, working, playing, sleeping, eating, and especially this wacko housing market here in the Central Florida area. So hey, if that resonates with you, I'd really love it if you'd hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified when I drop new videos, and I try to do that weekly. Don't forget to hit that like button. That really helps me out a lot, and it also pushes more content like this to people like you that are looking for this content on YouTube. So thanks again for doing that. And also, if you're looking to relocate to the Tampa St. Pete market, I would love to help you, but I can't if you don't reach out. All of my links are below. Go ahead and click my calendar link and you can get on my calendar for a 30-minute consultation. Or don't hesitate to send me an email or a text if you're looking for a little bit more guidance. In that way, I can help you as well. Don't forget to comment below. I read them all and I enjoy them. And not to mention, if you've got any specific questions or any video suggestions, I take requests. So hit me up below as well. So like I mentioned, I'm not so sure interest rates are the biggest issue right now in the Tampa housing market. What do you mean by that? So since we've had Hurricane Ian kind of run through our state, it is creating a little bit of weirdness around our insurance that we were already having. Homeowners insurance is what I'm trying to say. So what does that mean? After a hurricane, insurance increases. The reasons for insurance being so high is because we have not had a hurricane till now. So there are a lot of insurance scammers out there you have to be aware of. And also the insurance companies are kind of maxed out budgetary wise. So they spend a lot of money repairing all of the damage that's happening to places like Cape Coral and Fort Myers. So what does that mean for you? Something I'm starting to do with my clients at the beginning of our home search is to start talking to insurance agents so we get an idea of what you can look forward to, if that's a word. I'm not sure you're gonna look forward to homeowners insurance, but you gotta have it. And what do you need? Wind mitigation, a 4-point, that sort of thing. What's gonna happen is, as you're working with your agent or you're working with me, and we're gonna take a look at the age of the home, and we're gonna always take a look at that roof, look at the elevation, look at the flood zone. So if a roof is older than 15 years, a lot of times you can't bind the loan with the insurance. It's something that happens. So I've had to do this before in another deal I did in the spring, way before we were even thinking about hurricane season. And we actually had to do a 30-day binding of the insurance to the property and to give my client 30 days to repair the roof, to then get re-inspected, to then get reinsured. So it happens. Again, like I've mentioned before in these videos, our houses around here are not brand spanking new. A lot of them have been here since the 50s or the 70s or the 80s. So really what you need to be concerned about when it comes to property insurance being one thing, flood insurance being the other. If you are in a flood zone, you're gonna have to get both. So we work on the homeowner's insurance, what's the age of the roof, the pipes, all of that, shingles, everything. And we go through that and see, and I warn you about this when we're looking at a home. I'll go, hey guys, this is an older roof. So trying to help you understand that could be a big cost to you at the end of the day. Sometimes you can get a credit at closing for certain things like that. In this market, who knows, we can always try. And then you can bind it based on, like what I mentioned earlier, that if you bind the insurance knowing that you're going to repair it within 30 days, and then you can reinsure it with the new roof. That is something we've been doing. But you want to kind of get ahead of this as you're looking for properties and figuring out where you want to be. And then if we have to look at flood zones and see if you're in a floodplain or, what elevation are you on, we have to talk to people, insurance companies about flood insurance and what that's going to run you as well. So all this is stuff now we're going to put at the front so that we don't have any surprises when we get to the table. Property insurance, flood insurance could price you out of that house that you love. So we might as well know on the front end versus after we've already gone under contract and then we have to backpedal out of a deal. But again, roof, AC is still going to be your two main things. The electrical panels and the wiring, that's a huge thing. And again, elevation. Where are we in the elevation? Something that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to cross-reference that with the flood zone map. So it's a lot of work in the beginning, but once you're educated and you have the right agent helping you and holding your hand through this process, it should be a breeze. You know, that's again, my job is to help relieve a lot of the stress. I just had a call with a client today. She's coming to town. We're going to start looking at properties. So excited, but she's scared. And this market is scary and there's a lot of unknowns, and we can't really predict. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's coming down. And people keep saying, well, that means I need to wait. That means I need to wait. Not so much. There's a lot of reasons for that. We don't know what the feds are going to do with the interest rates, but I will tell you this. Mortgage giant Fannie Mae predicts that 30-year mortgage rates are going to cool significantly, averaging 4.5% in 2023. The Mortgage Bankers Association sees mortgage rates dropping to 4.8% by the start of next year. And the National Association of Realtors sees rates in the 5% to 5.5% range next year, still significantly lower than where we are now. So there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to interest rates. Don't let the interest rates be the thing that guides you right now, but you do need to balance that out with your budget of like, okay, so if the interest rates, you need a couple of variances going on. So if I'm looking at a house at this rate with this interest rate, this is where my mortgage payment is going to run. And do I have HOAs? You need to run the numbers on like 5 different scenarios. And that's something you should do with your lender. Talk to your lender, have them help you with the education on what's it going to be. If I'm at 7% on a $500,000 home, where's my payment? And then what happens if we can lock in at 6.25 somewhere or 6.75? Okay, so how much is that significantly going to change my payment? These are questions and conversations you should be having with your lender. But don't just assume the interest rates are going to keep going up. If the Federal Reserve's rates hikes have the desired effect of cooling off the economy and getting inflation in check, rates could start to fall sooner and faster than you might think. So what does that mean for our housing prices? Again, same question I get asked all the time. As I mentioned in a couple of other videos, hopefully I'll put them here or here, is that we're seeing about a 5 to 6% decline in some of the prices. But was that house just overpriced? So we're leveling out. I keep saying that. Leveling out, stabilization. We are not going to drop significantly. Nobody is predicting that. Even on a national level, we're only going to see about a 10% drop in housing prices. Why? Supply and demand. It is still a seller's market in Florida. There is still not enough inventory available to buyers. When there's less than 6 months of inventory, it's still a seller's market. It's better not to buy than to overpay. Again, conversation I was having with a client today. Because I do understand the mentality of people thinking that real estate agents, and there are some, I can only speak for myself. I'm not out to find you the most expensive home because I want that commission. My goal and the way that I run my business is I want what's best for you. What's going to make you comfortable? What's your budget? And is this house that you love, when I've done my comparative market analysis and this house is completely overpriced, am I still going to encourage you to purchase it? No. We are going to look at all of the data. We're going to compare. We're going to see how that area is growing and developing, and if we think you're going to actually start building some equity in that home. My goal is that in a couple of years, when you decide you want to get a bigger home or you want to go to a different area, that you're going to allow me to sell that home for you. So I have to instill in you trust that I can do that for you and that I'm going to put you in the right position to get in a home that you can afford, you're going to love, and then in a couple of years, if you decide to move on, we can work that deal for you as well. So I look at this as a long-term thing, especially when, and I mentioned this too when I'm talking to other clients. I'm like, if your goal is to get to Florida, get to Florida. Let's get you into something. Let's get you into something that works right now. Your situation may change in a couple of months or in a couple of years. We also don't know. Again, we can't predict what's the market going to be in 3 years. I don't know. We didn't know what was going to happen when COVID hit. The housing market just plummeted. And then look what happened. Whoosh! Prices went skyrocketed out into outer orbits. And it, like a snow globe, we were shook like this. And now everybody's, reeling, trying to get back to normal. So you have to understand that we are in unpredictable times. But if you have cash and you're approved and you're ready to go, let's not wait. Let's go. Because again, then it doesn't really matter what else is happening in the world. You've already budgeted and figured out in your personal life, your finances, if this is the right time for you. I can't make that decision for you. But waiting, I'm going to tell you, I talked to some people, probably this time last year or the beginning of the year, and they were like, oh, we waited, wish we hadn't waited. Guess what they did this year? They waited again. Priced out. It happens. It's unfortunate. It's not something that, those are the things that keep me up at night. But I'm here to help you if you're ready to go. So let's get that conversation going. I gotta talk about the demand on rentals right now because it is a real thing and it is expensive. And short-term rentals is also very expensive. So again, with the hurricane, it's now going to increase the demand for rentals, these short-term rentals, because the people that were displaced, that their homes are a total loss, they have to have a place to go. And unfortunately, there's going to be people that don't have many options to them. But if you're someone that has the ability to come to Tampa and camp out for a month, 2 months, even 3 months, let's make that happen. I do help people, especially if we're getting ready to purchase. I can help you with those short-term rentals. I do have some connections for that. But if you're just coming to rent, I'm really not your girl for that. I can guide you in some ways, but really my job is to help the people that are looking to purchase, because I've got to get you set in a situation where we can actually start shopping for places. So you have to start being able to figure out if you can budget for a short-term vacation rental, Airbnb, or just a vacation rental. Here we do it a little different. There are vacation rentals, short-term, and then there are Airbnbs. In some areas, you cannot Airbnb. So there are no Airbnbs available, but there could be a short-term rental. It's very wacky. So you need somebody to help, guide you in that. I've been able to put now 4 different clients in short-term rentals, because as soon as they get here, we're going to hit the ground running and we're going to start looking for properties. And that can be you. And if so, reach out to me and we can actually get that plan going as well. But don't think that it's just going to be, oh, I'll just go rent for a little while. It's not that easy. When my clients are starting to do the research, that's when they start coming back to me. Oh, wow, this is because you're going to have that 3 months of rent up front. 3 months. If you're doing 1 month, you got to have it all up front. 2 months up front. You don't get to do month to month out here like that. Not for our short-term rentals. Something to consider. So to recap, I'm not so sure interest rates are really our biggest problem anymore. I think that it's now a combination of some things when you're looking to relocate to Florida. Keeping those interest rates in the forefront of your mind, getting pre-approved, locking in that rate for 90 days, making sure that you have a licensed real estate agent in your corner, having your back the whole time, and taking a look at property insurance and flood insurance on the front end of a deal before you get under contract is key. Making sure you understand the flood zones, elevation, wind mitigation, 4-point inspections, all of that happens once you're under contract, and that's part of your inspection period. And making sure that this property has a roof that's not, I would say, 10 years or older. Really think about that. And watching the market. You and your real estate agent, or me, we do this all day. We watch the market. I know certain areas that my clients are really interested in, and I'm watching like a hawk. What's happening? And there are definitely some houses that are staying on the market longer. So now you have a little bit more time. You have a little bit more time to take a look and take your time and see if this is the right place for you. And we don't feel like, we're running around with our hair on fire. Thank goodness those days, I think, are long gone for now. But if you have any real estate related questions, maybe pertaining to this or something else, I'm here to answer those questions for you and also help you on your relocation journey. I love helping everybody that's been reaching out to me. It's really gives me a lot of pleasure to be of service to you, and I'd like to continue to do that. So if you would like to talk to me, reach out. All my links are below right here down here. The best thing to do is just jump on my calendar so that we can talk. It doesn't matter how far out you are. We'll get a conversation going and I can help you with your plan, because we got to talk about, interest rates. We got to talk about your credit score. We got to talk about cash. These are things you can start to plan for. And as always, I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, but definitely pump that like for me. That really helps me out a lot as well. And I really hope this helped answer a few questions about what's happening in the housing market as of today in October of 2022. Things are going to change as we go into 2023. Oh my gosh, what's coming next? I guess we're all just going to wait around and have to wait and see. But again, I'm here to be your advocate and answer any questions that I can. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks again for checking out my channel. Bye.